Hey, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is the season finale, our wintertime season finale for Scandal. There was so much that actually went on in this episode. I'm going to try to touch on all of it. You know how we do. If whatever I miss, y'all put it down in the comments and we'll discuss it. But I'm going to try to cover everything. But you know how we do. All right, so the first thing we see, it was like a lot of battles, basically. We saw Rowan versus Jake was the first thing we see. Jake's, walking around doing his little Snoop thing, how he's out and about. And then the next thing you know, you see somebody try to snipe him. They tried to get him, and some guy comes out and tries to shoot him, and he turns around and shoots him and kills him. So naturally, that's a message from Rowan. Rowan wants Jake gone. Jake wants Rowan gone. So that's just an ugly battle that is just, I don't believe is going to ever stop. As long as one of them is breathing, that's never going to stop. Next, we actually see Huck versus Harvey's mom. Harvey's seen the murder and all of that in the truck when the guy was trying to kill Huck, and Quinn was in there and all of that kind of carried on. So Harvey hasn't said to his mother exactly what he saw. Something's wrong. She knows something's wrong. She automatically is saying to Huck, did you fill his head with all those lies, this, that, thing, and the other? So she's pissed. She's still, she's always talking about calling the cops. I don't know what the fuck her problem is. But again, ongoing battle. And it's getting a little old. Like, I'm getting really a little sick of her. I really am. He needs to pop the shit out of her and tell her to, cut it the fuck out. Next is Quinn and Charlie. Okay, so when the guy tried to kill Jake, he had a kill card. They just look like a regular playing deck card, but it has your picture on it. They're kill cards. And Quinn decides, because it's not just Jake, there were other former B613 people that are going down, because there's just some shit that shook up, and now they know about B613 when they went in to try to get Rowan, so he's like killing off the loose ends. So Quinn goes to warn Charlie. She goes in there. Of course, her and Charlie go back and forth. They're arguing, fussing, and fighting. Then they end up screwing like they always do. They end up screwing. In the midst of them screwing hot and heavy, he goes to the bathroom, and out of his pocket, what? A kill card with Quinn's picture on it. They fought down. They battled at that point. And she's telling him, you were going to kill me, and then you wanted to screw me before you did, and they're just going back and forth, back and forth. Them two are creepy. Creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. But that was kind of cold-blooded. You tried to kill her, she just fucking walked right up to you to get it, Weird, those two. Okay. Again, now we have another battle. Rowan versus Jake again. Jake has actually followed Rowan, and he's going to try to do him, okay? And he's supposed to be going to this apartment that Rowan has that nobody supposedly knows about. And it looks like, the way it's filmed, it looks like this is where Rowan's going. Jake's going to get him there. Psh. Nobody takes down command, okay? Here it was. Rowan was actually on his way to Olivia's apartment. Okay? So it was a complete empty search. Nobody was there. Jake got there. He slipped him again. And that was it. So he ends up over there at Olivia's apartment. Now him and her are going back and forth. Now here's another battle. Now this was really rough though, because they get all into it. They're talking, and he's talking all friendly, and Olivia's just pissed. Like, what are you doing in here? He broke in naturally. And they're going backward and forward. And this was a scene that was just so crazy, because they're sitting talking. He told her to sit down. He's like, sit down. So they're talking. They're going back and forth. He always talks in code and in riddle. And he's still basically pissed off that she's choosing Jake and Fitz over him. And she wants him dead, and all of this kind of carrying on. He had taken his gun, and he has his gun sitting on the table. He's telling her about Songs in the Key of Life, the Stevie Wonder album, going on and on, just babbling. babbling on and on. She grabs the gun off the table, stupid Olivia, and has him at gunpoint. And, you know, he's saying to her, even before she actually grabbed the gun, let me go backwards. Hold up. Let me go back. Before he grabbed the gun, and this is what I'm going to tell you about good acting. Before she grabbed the gun, he had told her to sit down. And she's like, I'm not sitting down. You need to leave. This, that, thing, and the other. So he's talking, and you know, he talks at this just regular old level, and then he speeds up and starts talking real fast. You know how he does. And he said to her, Olivia, sit down. And she said something. He said, could you be any more ungrateful? Now, at this point, I'm laying on the floor watching my television in the living room. And when he yelled that at her, she jumped. I fucking jumped. I'm like, well, goddamn. It was like, that's good acting. That's when someone puts a damn scene down. Because I damn sure jumped like, what the hell? You know, it was he does the hell out of that part. But anyway, after that, that was just something that happened with me. But anyway, after that, sits down, and then they going back and forth. She grabs the gun. She had him at gunpoint. And he's standing there with her, and they're back and forth. Do you know this girl actually pulls the damn trigger? She pulls the trigger, and he's like, oh, Olivia, you just shot your father. You know, this, that, thing, and the other. He goes into his riddle. You know, and he's done. Like, he's done. And I believe that actually cracked him. Just knowing that she would literally pull the trigger. I think the shit is on now, you know? And I just I got a little tear when that happened, because I was like, girl, you done fucked up. You done fucked up now. Because that's, I mean, I don't know. I kind of try to put myself in his position. How would I feel if one of my kids were actually willing to pull a trigger and kill me? That's heavy, ain't it? That's heavy. But we're not going to go into that, because that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. But anyway, he was real worked off with that. And he left. He actually left. And she actually had her own gun, because Jake had given her a gun early in the program and told her she was going to need it. I don't know why she'd use her own gun. She's just stupid. But anyway, moving on. That was like, I think that right there was like the whole, that was the deepest thing in the midst of it all, I think. But anyway, let's move on, because there were more battles that were actually going on all around this situation. Let's see. Olivia versus Mama Pope. She goes down to the bunker to see Mama Pope, where he's holding her. And they're going on there talking, and they get like kind of into it. And the mother said, you all are ridiculous. You and him, you're ridiculous. He, you know, it's like a game that you play. It's a sick game that you all play, and he has you ruined, you know. And she's like, he comes here every day. He's holding me here, and he comes here every day to see me. You know, she said, so what, now you're going to start coming here every day to see me? You all are sick, you and him, and he's ruined you. And she's getting all mad, and then she's sitting there, and then she starts to, you know, she tears up at the fact of, you know, because she's telling her mother was telling her, girl, let it go. Just let the shit go, you know. So when she went to go tear up, you know that they have that really weird family dynamic. Her mother got so fucking furious because she's like, bitch, I know good well you're not getting ready to sit up here and show me weakness. She took her and she said, whatever, Olivia, cry me a river. I was like, okay. And that bitch sucked them tears up and got mad and walked on up out of there. And then as she's leaving, then you see the mother. Now she tearing up. I said, oh, they are just Rowan, Mama Pope, and that damn Olivia Pope. All three of them are cuckoo, cuckoo. You hear me? They're just as crazy. Everybody wants to be strong. They're crazy as fucking shit. And they're treacherous, all three of them. Love it. Anyway, moving on. There was another big battle. Cyrus. Oh, God. Cyrus versus the media. Okay, so there was a little battle with Olivia and Elizabeth. So Lizzie Bear then went and told Olivia, yeah, I found out there really was a bug in my phone and it was Cyrus Bean. And I believe you knew it and just alluded to tell me. I thought we were friends, Olivia, this, that, and the other. But that's okay, because I got something for Cyrus. And she took it right to the media, all the pictures and all that stuff of him and Michael. She exposed them both. So it was all fucked up. So Olivia had to take on that business. Okay? She basically worked with Cyrus as a client. She put her spin on it, told Cyrus, what you're going to do is you're going to marry him, and he's going to pay you back all the money that you spent while you two were tricking. And Michael was cool with it, you know, because that would clear his name up some. And Cyrus was like, I won't fucking do it. I've been hiding in closets for all these years. I will not fucking do it. And he was just plain out, flat out with it. Fuck it, I'm not doing that shit. He said he thought it was disrespectful to James's memory and all that. He was not going to do it. So he literally took and went to Fitz and resigned. And Fitz didn't want to do it. You know, Fitz cracked. You know, that's his right-hand man. And he said, no, I'm not going to accept the resignation. He ended up having to accept the resignation. Cyrus wasn't going for it. So he was literally packing his house and shit all up. Olivia went to his house and told him, she says, this is not the Cyrus Bean. I know this was a good scene too. And she kept saying, she says, you're getting your stuff together and packing up and running like a bitch baby. Where'd they do that at? You know, she kept on antagonizing him and kept saying, that's what it is. You're just a little bitch baby. And he turned around and I think his light clicked on. He was like, I am not a bitch baby. I run this country. This, that, thing, and the other. And she finally got that together. He put a spin on that shit and went on back and was like, I'm not resigning. I'm going to marry this, he gave him very much, I'm going to marry this faggot, and we're going to go on. He said, isn't this something I'm marrying a whore? Well, at least I know what I'm spending my money on. I about fell out. You hear me? So I was like, okay, so Cyrus was back. I'm like, come on, yeah, because Cyrus, he was working me. I'm like, what is this, Cyrus? What is going on? So Cyrus is back, so we won that battle. That was cool. Next day, boy, there was a damn battle between Melly and goddamn Elizabeth. Once they, something happened, Melly was sitting there and Elizabeth went to Melly and was like, I thought we were friends. It seems as though you and I aren't on the same page anymore. She said, oh, how could you think that we weren't on the same page? We have more in common than everybody knows because we're both screwing Andrew, the vice president. And I said, okay. And Elizabeth's face went just as blank. And she was giving, yeah, she says, he really is a tender lover, isn't he? She says, but see, now you're going to have to learn that I'm not nearly as attentive as he is. And I'm not nearly as tender as he is whenever I'm screwing you. When I do it, it's going to hurt. Said, okay, Melly. Smelly Melly's gone. The nasty bitch is back. I love it. So that went on. Then, when the whole thing came, this is another battle, Abby versus David Rosen, whenever all the stuff came out about Cyrus, David was trying to be real hard-ass with his questioning, because, you know, he had to go and investigate. His questioning of Abby, he went so deep with it, he was just really, I mean, he went there, you know what I mean? And there was things that she was kind of giving him the heads up that she didn't want to answer while she's doing it because she knows it's being recorded. He's like, I need to know. He's asking about her alibi with all of these, with these specific dates. She kept dancing and she kept dancing around it. And then she just got tired of it, went on and answered his question. She had to answer. She's under oath. And she told him, yeah, I was, you know, with another man. And did you spend the whole night there? I did. And I watched his face crack, but I laughed at his ass because that's what you get always. He's always trying to be so fucking extra with his punk ass. And she broke him. Cracked his goddamn spirit. I thought that was pretty damn funny. Okay, so end of the program. Olivia's basically wiped of everything that has actually gone on. She's just tired at this point. And she's dancing. You got her there doing "Don't You Worry About a Thing," the Stevie Wonder song. So she's dancing to this, again, songs in the key of life. Because again, like her mother said, Rowan got her all wrapped up. Okay? So she's dancing about this song. She's like, fuck all this shit. I'm choosing Olivia. This is what I'm doing. So Jake's trying to get to her and talk to her. And she's like, I ain't feeling all that. I'm over the bullshit, And she's just dancing, and drinking this wine and dancing, just over it. Just, you know how Olivia gets. So Jake goes to dancing with her. He's like, we can go back to the sunlight. And she's like, the sunlight's gone. Sunlight went down. This, that, thing, the other. So they're going on. And then she's like, come on and take me up on that piano and fuck me real good. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. That's not Channel 4. That's some James shit. But that's what she wanted, to be fucked real good up on top of the piano. He said, oh, no, you don't want to scratch it. She's like, figure it out. But you need to be getting the fucking me up on that piano, like, in a minute here. So he's like, let me go get a blanket. He goes to get a blanket to put on the piano. He comes back, the music's still playing. Fucking Olivia's gone. Her wine glass is toppled over on the couch. All that red wine on that white couch. And I about died at it. I said, oh, fucked up the couch. I got a white couch too. So I was like, that fucked me up more than everything in the goddamn program. So I done fucked up the white couch. But anyway, she was gone. And you could tell the door was open, that someone had snatched her. And he was standing there looking real stupid, okay? So I'm like, oh boy. So that was that. So then we cut to another scene. Andrew and Fitz are having it. And Andrew basically leads on because, Andrew that got all busted in his bullshit with Elizabeth and all that. All that came out. And they were out on Front Street and shit was all fucked up. So at that point, Andrew and Fitz was having a conversation. And Fitz was, a bastard, because that's what Fitz does. That's what he supposed to do. He's the president. And Fitz, basically, he let Fitz know, I got something of yours. It's gone. And you'll realize it soon. And he knew it was Olivia. And he's like, what did you do? What did you do with her? And Andrew's not saying anything. And I said, okay. And that's basically where we ended. That's our cliffhanger. So I'm just going to say, after all that drama, baby, it's given hashtag where the fuck is Olivia, honey? And that's it. So, all right, guys. You thumbs up or thumbs down the video. You guys know how that works. But what's for sure is that I will see you guys in January when this shit comes back. Because I would like to know where the fuck Olivia is. We're going to do throw her down in the goddamn hole too. But whatever. So we'll see. We will see, guys. All right. See you in January. Bye, guys.